Good morning and welcome to Bendat Stadium here in Perth, Western Australia. We are coming to you live courtesy of Clutch TV for the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. My name is Mandy Love and joining me is a bit of a legend around these parts in the West in Coach Nikki Prothero. Nick, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Mandy. You're too kind.
We have the Men's Reserves Division. This is round number 7 for them. We've got New South Wales, who are chasing back-to-back championships titles, coming up against the South Australian Dragons. Nick, can you run us through who New South have started with their starting 7?
Certainly can. In goal shooter, Bryce will start with the goal shooter bib. Goal attack with Fraser. Wing attack is Muscat.
Yep, Muscat, yep.
Yep. Centre is Mackham. Wing defence is Candido. GD is Lilac. And GA is GK is Eastwick. And for South Australia, their lining up is Jewis in goal shooter, Humphreys in goal attack, Newchurch in wing attack, Jerry in centre, McInnes in wing D, and the defensive lineup is Samet in GD and Spur in GK.
Now, I just want to raise awareness to the viewers at home. This is a very critical matchup here. So we've got a 3 versus 4 currently on the table as we speak going into this match. New South Wales actually dropping last night in a thriller against the home state West Coast Thunder, going down by 1 goal, 39-40. And South Australia had the bye round last night, so they might come in nice and fresh. But whoever drops this game has the potential of dropping down to 5th spot.
Yeah, right. So it's going to be a tight contest.
Very tight contest. There are 9 teams in the men's reserves division, and only the top 4 go into crossovers for playoffs for the finals. So we've got 2 really important games. One on this court, on show court number 3, and the other, which is West Coast Thunder, on court number 4 against ACT. So if West Coast can get up over ACT, they then work themselves into a top 4 contention going into the latter part of the week. And as we kick off, the Dragons start us off. So they go through their wing attack and early release and finds their goal shooter in Jewis. And that's their first score on the board.
Nice quick way to start.
And so New South having to go back in order to go forward. So Candido and Lalick really working hard together on that transverse line. Fraser with the ball in hand. He looks long, straight into Bryce. Bryce works himself back into post, swing pass.
Great ball.
And just the placement on that pass, knowing how far away he was fantastic to see. Those watching at home too, the New South Wales Shooting Circle do have an age group representation, so both Fraser and Bryce working in the Australian program at an age group level, so lots for the SA Dragons team to look after and contain. They're doing a great job though as they scored their 2nd goal for the day. And here comes the Dragons through McInnes. Connects in. And nice little touch on that, but again, Dragons able to respond in kind. Goes to circle edge. Oh, triangle opportunity gone begging. And the ball just spilling out of court here. And the AMMNA Championships 2023 are proudly sponsored by Blade NWA, Netball WA, West Coast Fever, Great Temptation Sweet Treats, and Spud Shed. Play continues, and that's a heavy check on circle edge. Has to go back to the line.
Yep. Probably could have used their triangle in that one, would have just opened up their space.
You sort of sense, Nick, that
there's an urgency in both parties.
Yes.
Good intensity from the word go.
And I like what I'm...
Finish off Bryce.
So it's 2-2. And you'll hear the New South Wales bench, they've been known for urging their team on big hands over pressure. Oh, good hustle, got called for the contact. Oh, and yep, got another contact call. So early shot, an easy shot for the Dragons. Candido connects to Fraser.
Great drive there.
And nice line running by Fraser, but that was let go.
And held ball.
Yeah, Fraser not happy with the attention he's been receiving, just questioning the officials.
South Australia putting a lot of pressure on in that attack line, setting up sort of like a wall there.
And New South coming up with the goods as well. I think Bryce was in the same distance from shooting, just a different angle.
The defence have put him off a little bit possibly in that opening. Just needs to go straight to the post.
And Fraser doing a really good job screening for him as well. And McInnes just pushing his mid-quarter across the line saying, I'm in this spot, mate.
Yeah, great drive there by...
Oh, the ball. Great feed. That was Newchurch.
Yeah.
Great vision. Oh, New South missing like the easy front position. Like they're having to go backwards for the last couple of centre passes.
Nice space there by Fraser.
Oh, and just Bryce turned at the exact moment the ball swung, which opened him up completely. As they work their way down, so nothing quite on in front. Released with the obstruction call.
Reset. Good drive there, and the space is on.
And I like that he released that
nice
jump
take.
shot.
Good back up.
And converts another goal.
Finishes, yep.
So they actually connect to their front line early.
Just a little bit too much on that ball.
Yeah, and he was a little bit casual with the take as well.
Yeah. Good drive out there.
And I really like the fact that they pushed that pass long too.
Yeah. Newchurch is finding some really good positioning around. Oh, great ball again by Newchurch.
And the fadeaway shot. He got tricky with that one today, putting on a show for you, Nick.
Yeah, like what I like to see from these goalies. I love the space, though, that Newchurch is finding around the circle edge.
And he's protecting himself also when he receives the pass.
100%. Oh, great ball. He's got great vision into the circle.
I actually wonder if he is a goal attack as well. Like that's something that I think might be up a spare party trick up his sleeve. Because the vision that he has is just so direct to post.
And South Australia just get a break, a mini break.
Oh, and good contest in the air.
Finish the connections, have they? They're putting the ball to the back of them rather than to the space.
And, you know, when you've got such a huge target in Bryce down the back there for New South Wales, like, you really have to place it in front of his shoulder space, as we see
Good little intercept there, yeah. Well read.
So I'd like to see Fraser get into the circle early. He's sort of playing that third wing attack role, and he's actually the goal attack. So really needs to do more work to get in front of Bryce just to roll the arc so he can connect or draw the contact. And lovely shot.
Good finish from Fraser. I still like to see Bryce, once he receives that ball, go to the post, open up, lose the defence, and then, but instead he's sort of going for the little pass, so it could be well read from the defenders.
And look, and a lot of these teams in this division do sort of send scouts to have a look at other teams as they play, just to get a bit of an insight when they're coming up against them. Because, you know, these guys, like, they do get a bye in this division, but they only get the one, so they're still playing 8 games before finals, so it's still a heavy workload for these guys.
Yep, that's it.
A nice defence over the shot, and that's a nice settler for Bryce, I feel.
Yes, definitely. It felt like they're maybe a little bit rushed in their play at the moment, New South. Maybe last night sort of rattled them a little bit.
Look, they were definitely tested in everything they did.
That's a better ball.
And it was a fantastic game as a spectator. And it's all these little unforced errors, you know, that they
come
need
into
to
play.
Yep.
And then likewise, South Australia now need to capitalise on those small wins. Oh, great. Once again, found that space.
And Newchurch just couldn't control it. And New South actually, SA actually had the bye last night, so they're coming in a little bit fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're trying to, New South trying to back up after such a solid performance last night and a physical encounter to really come in and find their flow again in attack.
So we might see some movement, with the interchange with their bench to give some fresh legs on.
100% they will, and I'm really enjoying the fact that AMMNA actually included the substitution box into the champs this year.
Yeah, it's a great asset to the game.
Especially in terms of player management and player safety, in terms of looking after the bodies during the week. You can really capitalise, especially when scores do start to blow out. You can kind of really bring in your bench and give them those additional minutes.
But it just adds some more excitement into the game, doesn't it? A bit more element,
Well, as you know, from a coaching perspective, you can actually turn a game on its head with tactical changes in the
great
moment.
Ball, yes. I'm really loving the feeds from Newchurch.
I know, you're fangirling a bit.
I'm fangirling, yeah. Just finding the space beautifully, and
he's definitely keeping them in the hunt by giving really great feeds.
So they're going to have to try and keep him off circle edge. There's probably a little bit of a mismatch in his opponent on him at the moment.
Yeah, he's a little bit taller, but I feel like it's probably a match-up in terms of speed as well.
Yes.
And Fraser will line up mid-range. And look to
great
offload.
Work. Yeah, great.
And just the timing on the offload as well.
Yeah. Good patience, good. That just brings it back in.
And as we mentioned, you already saw the work early done by Candido against Newchurch, trying to keep him.
And then once again, he's got all the space in the world on his own, but they don't sight him. Oh.
Had a look for it. Was Spur. Not mad at that.
No, you've got to have a contest, don't you? You put himself out there, committed to it.
And had the sort of control not to make it a blatant contact as well.
With Bryce being such a big target down there, they have to have a bit of a crack at the out front balls, don't they?
Yep, they've got to work that hedging because, and that's a better contest.
Good effort from Spur.
Yep, so it's a sideline throw-in for the New South Wales team. What did the front line set up in the shooting circle?
Just one come forward. They're double teaming on. Finished. So Fraser just needs to take that cut and drive at the front and open them up.
And the thing is, though, is that this is the beauty of their shooting circle, is that, and breaking call against the wing attack for New South, coach killer.
Definitely a coach killer.
You can't sort of stay there and double back on Bryce because Fraser will make you pay.
Good way to get it back there for Muscat.
He's just got to get in the circle, as he does now.
Yeah.
And his pass off is almost like his shot. So they don't quite know if they need to get up on it or not.
Yeah, and they've got to give him that respect because he can also shoot those long bombs.
He was fantastic in the Trans-Tasman series, I believe in the 23 and under division about 3 years ago.
First feed that's gone a little bit long.
Bit too much on that one.
Too much, yeah. Bit more pressure on him on that.
McInnes
nice try on the outside.
Coming through. I want to throw a special shout out to Steve McInnes. He's worked with us here in the broadcast team during the week, as well as playing and potentially coaching sometimes, as well as he does his best for the South Australian Dragons. He has been a part of the Australian men's coaching staff in age groups as well as opens, and also as an athlete himself. So an amazing man and sort of person in our sport in the men's world of netball, and a great athlete to have, still running around out on court.
And we see now that the New South Wales have their mini lead now, and they've settled and found their rhythm.
A nice little workaround.
Shooter feed there.
Sold the dummy to the circle edge and just flicked it off.
Bryce is so strong in that circle, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. And Newchurch. All right, so Lalek called for the contact, off ball.
Great work.
And that was a nice triangle play as well.
Yeah,
as Davis
definitely. It was really nice drives from the centre and wing attack there to sort of
create that
space for the shooter.
And, Fraser doing a ton of work outside the circle just to get his mid-court onto circle edge.
A rare miss from Bryce there. You've got to take these little wins. South Australia need to try and convert this one.
And we've got a new wing attack on for the Dragons. So Newchurch takes a spell on the bench. Thought he was doing a really good job.
Yeah, same.
Again, though, just might be fresh legs with the workload that the teams are putting out throughout the week. Like to see a mid-court hitting top of the circle. And as I mentioned earlier, it is day 4. So in terms of where they are in terms of the week, Nick, this is the day where things can go awry for your campaign if you're not focused on the task at hand.
Your body's starting to get a little bit sore.
Yeah, the niggles are starting to be felt.
And, you know, as you said, there's a bit of pressure on, this game means a lot to the winning team of where the ladder situation is.
And it's that mental fatigue as well. Like, you've just got to keep that concentration. And
there's
these
a bit
little
of an
moments.
execution, yeah. It always plays part on the feeds, isn't it? Or the ball placement when you're under fatigue. That's a great drive to the circle edge.
And I think that's where you have, you know, when your experienced players really need to step up. And for me, I think, like, the big plays step up in these moments.
Yeah. I think Jewis there, that was really smart movement in the air. Or Davies, is it?
Yep, Davis and goal shooter.
Sorry, Davis. It sounds like Jewis on the form here, but it is Davis by the look of his shirt. Very smart in the air to create that contact.
Yeah, just turned and collected the body in the mid-torso.
Yeah, it was, because it really wasn't.
There wasn't much in it.
It wasn't a great feed, but he made something of that. Apologies for all the time I've been calling Dewis. It's actually Davis. So yeah.
Davis. So SA will have the feed. McInnes just peels out to open the space up, and nice little flick pass towards his midcourt.
Great screen there.
There's some really nice plays by the Dragons here.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see them doing a lot of work together as a unit creating, whereas I think New South are just trying to find
great read.
Their second.
And a great backup there.
And the backup was great. Their second and third phase connection for me is probably where they need to just be a bit cleaner.
Still got 35 seconds here to draw the game in this quarter.
And
plenty of time. That's it. Nice patience.
And gets a step in for his workload.
And you would imagine he'd put that away.
And he does. They've got the centre pass. They've got 20 seconds. Plenty of time here.
Yep. Need to go long. Great drive. Oh, probably just spent a little bit on that one then.
Can New South send it down court?
9 seconds. Plenty of time to do it.
Fraser will go long.
Especially when you've got a target in Bryce.
Oh, missed shot. And the goal scored. So that's
I didn't think that goal counted then, but umpire seen it best.
Yeah, umpire signaled that it did. So we have a level quarter at the end of the first quarter here in men's reserves division on show court number 3. So New South actually creeping up. Sorry, I stand corrected. It's 13 plays 12. Stay with us. Join us for the second quarter straight after this. Welcome back to Bendat Stadium here in Perth, WA, host to the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. We've got the Men's Reserves Division on show court number 3. It's round number 7. New South Wales currently leading 13 goals to 12 against the South Australian Dragons with a buzzer-beating shot, Nick.
It's the bookends doing it for the teams.
Absolutely,
with both goalies. Bryce is 8 from 10 at the moment, and Davies is 9 from 10. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out in the second quarter.
Oh, bit of controversy to start the second quarter.
Bit of blood on the court, possibly, or blood on someone's. No.
Blood on the ball, so everyone's sort of checking and looking at nails again, potentially. Look at them all trying to spot blood on one another. I think it's this guy. That's a really interesting start to the day, to the second quarter. Like, I don't think we've seen...
That's why we have a spare ball, and the refereeing reserve umpire is going to wash the ball or replace it.
And New South will
start with it.
And just
as you said, those 1% errors, you know, like just...
They're proving costly.
Yeah.
And they're simple things that they themselves can control.
100%. Just those little executions. Great drive there. Timing.
He's definitely added that injection of pace into their front line.
And once again, Davies will start with that great shooting to the post. Probably think I'd like to see him just release that a little bit higher off his shoulder rather than from his chest then. Would have got down there a lot quicker.
Had the contest, but called out of play. So playing very short and narrow here. Have to work back to the transverse line. McInnes with the ball. Finds his goaler in the pocket. Again, back to the transverse line. And a bit of hedging work done by the New South Circle defenders. Nicely done.
And New South have brought in a bit quicker wing defence. So I think he's moved from GD out to Lilac.
Yep, into wing
D,
defence.
which just creates a little bit more havoc for the wing attack to hit that circle edge.
And the wing attack caught very high. That's Muscat. And Fraser just can't control that pass.
And sometimes just those connections, when you've gone too high, can interrupt the next passage of play coming down the court.
So what can the Dragons do with this possession? Has to go long. McInnes, right idea. I just don't think the execution was quite there.
Yeah, and really only one option at the ball. There was nothing else. They needed to have that shorter option just to, just to steady the front end.
Looks like there'll be a replay on court. No, obstruction call on court. It's a funny old start to this quarter, isn't it? Like, this is just a bit of confusion.
It's same intensity that the first quarter started with, and who settles first. Oh, great defense there. Nearly close to a held ball.
Oh, and he's gone direct to post this time.
Yeah.
We did speak off air about how we noticed that Bryce had a bit of a double pump on his shot technique, but he just had confidence in his shot and just went directly to post. I'd like to see him hold and let Fraser work around him versus having to constantly try and change his angle.
Change his angle, exactly. Oh.
That was nice defense, but they'll be called out of play. Fraser, what's he going to do this time? Goes for it. Just falls short.
I can say, yep. Bryce is, when you're very tall, unfortunately, you're going to get a lot of a treatment from the defence, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. And he's a huge target. And he actually absorbs a lot of attention from the defenders. They really work that body on body.
And really come underneath him. Oh, great little open there. Well timed again.
Davis is doing a really good job for me in the goal shoot role.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Oh, you could see
once
Spur.
Again, yeah. Needs to take his feet. He's caught on the back of Bryce's back.
But you actually saw him, his eyes lit up at that sort of pocket drive from the wing attack, but he didn't take it, which found him out of position once Bryce got the ball.
Yeah, he needs to, and that's what he did in the first quarter. He backed himself in the first few passages, and then it rewarded at the end.
Just need to see, they all sort of maintaining that one lead instead of changing direction and offering something different.
Again, the little pop open. He'll get to take that again. Obstruction called on both out. No, it wasn't both out.
And he makes that one count for the Dragons. So
And starts the quarter with 3 from 3.
Fraser with a centre pass receipt.
Oh, good little pop open there.
A nice jam
Yeah, nice
on
block
top of the
there.
circle. And we see Bryce
Good finish from the New South Wales there.
just adding to his tally for the day. McInnes, who's he going through? Nice touch on it from the centre. I believe that's, is it Makeham?
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Jerry just take that strong with the two hands. It was just a little bit probably waiting for the call. And it wasn't there.
And just a bit of discipline required down the Dragons' defensive end. Just especially when they're caught out high. Bryce can't control the rebound.
Great take there. Well read.
And again, this new wing attack has been great.
Yeah.
Injection.
I like the way South Australia are putting the ball out in front to the space and letting their teammates run onto that ball, which is really good.
They're making the ball work for them versus them work for the ball.
They probably could have used each other then as a screen, but one came off it.
And sometimes I don't actually realise that it's happening as well in the
No,
moment.
so it just needs that little bit of communication. But yeah, once again they found Davies right at the post, and quite easily.
So strong hands over from McInnes. And you see the Dragons in a box formation, and it's nicely broken down from New South.
Yeah, so they keep Bryce out high then, if they can try and keep him. He's worked his way back. Oh, good defence. They have to go back. It's a little bit of a mini win when the team has to reset on you.
I think the work that the midcourt are doing from the Dragons around circle edge is paying dividends for them.
Yeah, and just putting a little bit of doubt in their feet.
Because it's just delaying and giving the circle defenders just that extra half a second to get themselves around the body. And as we see, collecting an interceptor off a loose pass.
Yeah, definitely. I felt that maybe Mackham just needed to, release that a little bit quicker. He had the option there, but sort of panicked a little bit from the angles from the defenders.
And Davis, clear back space.
And finds himself again under the post from 5 from 5.
So they break back now with the centre pass to follow.
See if they can convert their centres now.
And that's been a really huge key factor for a lot of the top four sides, is that they're very smart in terms of converting their centre passes and picking up any long court ones that they can convert. Oh, great goal.
Nice finish there from Humphreys.
And again, it just keeps the defenders guessing because we're so used to Davis scoring for the Dragons. So it's nice of Humphreys just to keep them guessing.
To stay in there and sink those ones. Once again, there's a little bit of a well-read from Spur there. They've set that box up, or the diamond formation.
It's probably one of the best strategies that you can use over the course of a week when you're running 2 games a day.
Yeah, and especially when you've got such a big target in Bryce. Spur's not going to win every single ball man on man, so it just gives him an opportunity to sight a bit in the air.
Oh, Humphreys, his shot, had a look at it. And use of backspace. Play continues.
Ball a little bit slippery there. Well umpired though. There was nothing in any of that, so she's just let that go.
I think the New South Wales will have things to say about that though, Nick.
I'm sure they will. When it doesn't go your way, you always, unfortunately, sometimes we can blame the refs.
And look like in the back play, we've got a new goal attack on for New South Wales.
To bring them, just to see if that adds something different. Oh, well.
They've just got really
great
nice
timing,
spacing.
good movement. They're working off each other and with each other. And they're finding Davis right under the post. And he's now 7 from 7 this quarter. So they're really going to have to try and stop him.
Stem the flow.
And South Australia need to keep their pressure on outside the circle, though, and keep forcing those balls in the air.
And South Australia in this division traditionally over the years have always been in that contest in and around about that top 4, and they've always been a side that can be a thorn in the side for other states. So it's nice to see them sort of in that top 4 placing at the moment, and let's see if they can continue this form.
And that's Knight comes on and for his first goal of the quarter for New South. Oh, right idea.
And that was set up nicely by the New South Wales defenders as well. They were playing that sort of pulley system.
Yep.
Almost baiting.
Yeah, they gave them that sense that it's open, and then they just took it. It's a shame we couldn't take it with 2 strong hands because it was beautifully read.
And it would be a Dragons feed.
These are the moments they just need to keep taking it to the post and get their little, extend their lead a little bit further.
Yeah, they must score here. They have to go wide. Obstruction on the circle edge. There'd be a free pass.
A little bit of miscommunication there. I think they thought the whistle went, but it didn't.
And that has happened throughout the course of the championships this week, with obviously having 4 courts going, 4 different timers going at the same time. And great job.
Well read, yeah. Take it back on that penalty, though, that just happened with that miscommunication. I would have liked to have seen Humphries, Davis was double teamed, but Humphries sort of just stayed out of the equation. I would have liked to have seen him really drive hard for that.
And just draw one of the defenders.
Yeah.
And we see Knight really working the arc, which creates the space at the back for
Bryce there, yeah. And, the South Australia's defence have done really well. They've kept Bryce to only 3 goals so far in a half a quarter, so they need to keep that up.
Yeah, they're really shutting off the feed.
Outside the front of it, which is great.
And that's a credit to, the mid-court work.
Oh, 100%. Nice little screen there.
Yes, it was. And great defence over the shot. And they collect the rebound too.
Yeah, that's it. Make him shoot. That's his first miss for the quarter.
And again, just only really the one lead. And
they're really struggling to get those options.
And the Dragons were setting up inside, so forcing New South Wales wide.
Forcing that long ball.
I think Spur would have preferred if his midcourt actually grabbed the ball instead of sending him for a jog down halfway through the stadium.
Exactly, but they just wanted to be made sure, didn't they?
Yeah, he just followed it out to make sure that he wasn't needed. McInnes cleans up at the back.
Lucky we had that back up. Great movement there from Zammit there. Just did that little dodge off to open his space up. Great drive in the 1-2.
And I liked he actually asked for it out, on the back of the defender. He had the defender on his back, and he actually the arm out reached. Give me the ball out here.
Yes, definitely. Really liking the timing of Davies down there for the South Australian shooting end.
And again, another one that's gone through for New South Wales. So
they could make this a 4-goal lead going into towards the halftime break. So got to see what they've got here. Bit dangerous to go across court, and again 3 corridors again, so now they'll bring it back and centre it. That's better, and then they've got the extra play.
And here's where they just find their composure now.
Yeah,
they've worked
great
it down.
patience, isn't it? And then the resets there if they need to.
McInnes will always be on the line as a traditional reset. He's probably
just a safe set of hands.
Safe set of hands and that experience. And great defensive tip-off from the
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
The ball and his teammate just knew that he needed to give that ball a little bit more space to Davies. Acknowledge that. It's always a risky pass, that one, isn't it? Because the umpire's already heading down.
And had the one-on-one opportunity, and Davis collects it under the attention of the defender. So they've stretched it out to 4.
Eastwick needs to continue doing what he's doing down there because he'll eventually get those breaks and the tips.
I agree, and it's not going to happen in the first half, but you've got to really work the body, and then come 3rd, 4th quarter in those crucial moments, sometimes those pay off if you're against the same opponent.
Will come, yeah. But the timing at the moment on Davies and their feeds into him has been exceptional, and they've now gone out to a 5-goal lead. with a minute to go.
And a lot of attention being paid to the outside of the circle defensively by the Dragons. They understand that the swing ball is probably something that New South Wales look to.
Oh, held ball there.
Yeah, I thought he had it.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair call.
Fair call, saying, yep. They waited for the sweep rather than either going the reset.
Oh, long ball. Yeah, didn't go to hand. Oh, release with a contact call.
Yeah. I think they got out of jail there on New South on that one, but they could extend this. They've got 40 seconds to get a goal to a 6-goal lead at halftime.
Not
Smart.
comfortable.
Or they winding the clock down.
Well, they have the centre pass next, so you'd think that they'd want to get the goal in straight away and then collect the rebound. Because now they've got the pass.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, they can make it now as 7-goal. 21 seconds to go on the clock. Will they go direct? Are they aware of the clock?
I think they are.
Yep.
Davies is commanding that ball.
Lucky not to get a contact call there against Davies.
Makes them pay. And here's, New South will play it quickly. And they probably need to because they had 10 seconds on the clock. They've got the target.
And a great intercept by Spur there.
So halftime.
Big quarter from South Australia there.
Huge quarter. So they moved this margin out to 7. 26 playing 19. I think the coaching staff from New South Wales really need to look at their shooting circle.
Well, the defence for South Australia kept Bryce to 3 goals. So in that quarter, they only scored 6 goals all over. But Davis, he got 12 from 13.
Yeah,
that's a great effort.
It's a great effort. So I think lots to look out for the New South Wales coaching staff. Do they bring in a more mobile
circle?
Moving circle or not? Stay tuned. Let's see what they bring in out in the third quarter.
Awesome.
Having a pretty good season this year, Andy.
By the look of this lot, you are too.
Well, we've got a good team out in the field. You want to go meet them?
Sure. So what do you grow here?
We've got broccolis, collies over there, carrots, you name it. We harvest it today, catch. And it's in the stores tomorrow.
So you guys are the midfielders of the fruit and veg?
At Spot Shed, we grow it.
We sell it, you save.
Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au. Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au.
We've got the men's reserves division on show court number 3. My name is Mandy Love, and joining me today is Nick Prolero. Nick, what are your thoughts on the first half so far?
I'm just watching the
ACT,
going out for their claps.
Yeah, it's their Griffiths claps in the supporter section. You know, they've only got the 2 teams here at the Champs this year, so they're always supporting one another, which is great to see.
No, this game's been a pearler so far. South Australia really pulled away in that last quarter, just from great defence work and real steady in attack, and the way they find Davis to the post. Not a lot of long shots, but it's been paying off because 12-13 and his shooting accuracy at the moment is sensational.
Yeah, and we spoke briefly before going off air about, you know, would there be tactical changes from New South Wales perspective in terms of their shooting circle? But looks like Fraser's come back on in the goal attack role, so looks like they're sort of sticking true, and they're just going to back in the Sky Blues to get the job done. So they've got 7 goals to bring back. And they don't need to do that like straight away. They've got 30 minutes of netball to get themselves there.
And it looks like if we got the centre pass, South Australia's got their centre pass as well. So let's see how both quarters so far started with intensity. So we'll see what the third one brings.
And again, the defensive pressure here. You see the indirect box, so they're just going the same side as the ball, just shutting off space.
Oh, and then an opening was up there. They missed that opening, but they've been patient to keep possession here.
And it's nice to see them not get flustered.
Yeah, that's it. New South have definitely lifted up their intensity in defence in this first part of the quarter.
Davis smart, using the fact that the defender rolled around his body just to open up at that last second.
So got the reset on the line. Great give and goes there.
Yeah, it was good contact. Spur tries to get up. Oh,
and they bring...
He had front position.
Yeah, he did have front position.
But Fraser strong in the air.
Too strong in the air, yeah. And Bryce should finish this one off under the post.
So they jump over the line into a mini wall setup, and they drop instantaneously into that box setup. So Dragons need to be aware of this.
Yeah, they just need to go and find the body and run and work off it rather than trying to run through that space.
Or have 2 players actually break off the corner, so they attack one person
and then
they
the
split.
Opening.
Nicely played.
Yeah, that's the only thing. If you're not, you got to make sure you've opened someone up. You've got to be ready to pounce on that one.
And stuck on the sideline. Here they centre it.
Yeah.
Fraser.
Every little turnover they get, they've got to try and convert this New South. And quick hands from Fraser. Great work.
Bryce, very ginger to get up from that lunge take.
Oh, very lucky not to have a held ball. Because it wasn't a call.
No, it wasn't a call.
For a minute there, I'm not sure if the umpire... Yes, I think...
And having to reset the penalty again.
I think New South might have been very lucky on that one, Mandy. But they managed to convert that turnover, so that's 1 back. So now it's only a 6-goal
deficit. And it's one of those things, so you really have to play to the call. So there's the double pump.
Yeah, he's got that back, hasn't he?
It might just be a timing thing for him as well.
It might just be his routine, and that's what he does to focus on what he's doing. They're having to... New South are forcing them swing ball going from side to side. So they need to break through now, punch through it, and they do that well then. Oh, very lucky.
And great defensive work. Just worked himself around the body of Davis to be in position to get that intercept.
And that's what we were talking about in that second quarter, Mandy, with Eastwick. You know, keep working hard because your benefit will come, and it's starting to pay now. That's 3 turnovers that defensive end has got.
And, if they score this, they're right back in this match.
Oh, 100%.
And hands from Fraser.
They should, from under the post.
And they've got the centre pass to follow. So all things going the Sky Blues way early in this third quarter.
South Australia need to find that intensity they had in the first half.
A nice contest.
Great drive from Fraser out the front, though, to occupy both defenders as well.
Well, he's splitting the defenders now, isn't it? Because
Yes.
the goal defence for South Australia actually has to stay on him.
Yeah. South Australia a little bit hesitant in their drives and their leads, which is making the box work for New South.
And there's that front position. They didn't release it.
Yeah, and give that and find. Oh,
And just rush shot
just
attempt
very
too.
rush shot.
Out of court. So
A little bit. They feel a little bit frazzled,
Yes.
possibly, in this first part of the quarter, but that's just intensity from New South.
and as we know, netball sort of comes in swings and roundabouts. So
Certainly does, and then they manage to get that. That's probably the quickest play down the court they've had for a while now, New South, so they're definitely finding their mojo.
it's almost like they've woken up this morning and decided to play netball in the second half.
Yeah. And Bryce finishes.
I wonder what would happen if the Dragons circle defenders actually just stayed on a lean versus a jump over Bryce's shot.
Yeah, definitely, because
Especially
we
with
don't
the
really
double
need
pump.
a second shot, do you?
Well, not only that, but the fact that he actually does the pump, if he goes it into the hands, it would be his offensive contact. It is something that we have seen this week.
Okay.
A lot of the officials are, just a lot going on Circle. It's just very crowded, no space
no
created.
space whatsoever.
Back space, though, from Bryce. Yeah, so a lot of the officials are looking, not targeting, but the attacking lineups have to really make sure that their body shape is the natural shape versus as they burrow in to secure the defender. And great work from Fraser, but it was an obstruction call against the wing attack.
And New South bench has just come alive. Now they're only trailing by one, and they've brought that 6-goal back early in this quarter.
It's the response they needed, especially if they're chasing a back-to-back championship.
But Davey says, I'll just come back into the game and make it a little bit harder for you.
And that's a settler too for the Dragons. They needed that critical moment.
But at the moment, Bryce is on 6 from 6 already this quarter, so he's already lifted his work rate and goals. But
And
I think that's also the work from Fraser out the front.
I was just going to say, there's a confidence with Fraser in the shooting circle with Bryce.
They needed to give that ball quicker. Fraser just let his teammate know, probably just a little bit quicker on the release.
Yeah, and it's just about accountability, isn't it? Keeping his teammate accountable.
Yep.
And I'm here for that. I love that, seeing that on court. Oh, and the ball dribbles out of court. So Dragons. And again, great deflection.
Fraser was a little bit depleted there with his shoulders, but I think he needs to just stay in the game because he's doing an enormous amount of work out the front.
They missed Bryce completely.
They missed that, didn't they?
An offside call by McInnes. So free pass New South.
That's it. Just a settler. He knows that well, doesn't he? Shooter to shooter link.
And, that's the years of experience that they've had in the age group level coming through the system.
A shooter to shooter link is the hardest defensive ball to win, isn't it?
And that's a great job defensively over the transverse line off the centre pass.
Yep, quick hands and let the ball do the movement here.
I wonder if we might see the return of Newchurch
Yeah.
at some point for the Dragons. Just to change things up in terms of their flow and attack, knowing that it hasn't quite necessarily gone their way.
Oh, great front position there. And rewarded.
And possession call too.
Yeah, so great 2 hands on the ball, great take. They just need this settler here. Great ball there though. They're out in space, away from the defence. Obstruction called.
And again, just would like to see them plant and just really command their space. But they make them pay at the post.
They do. So still 2 goals in this, but New South have done very well so far to bring that back.
I'm sort of preoccupied here. Davis was really having some strong words to his goal attack, instructing him, if the body comes up, screen off it and roll it and drive out.
Yeah.
Don't sort of stay there and just hang around.
Well, that's what they did so well, didn't they, in the first quarter and second quarter. Good gain here. So what they do with it?
Gets himself onto circle
Yeah,
edge.
found some great space. Oh, that was very unlucky because it was a good ball.
Yeah,
Davis probably be a bit
he's dirty on himself.
dirty on himself. He knew that was a great ball. Should have pulled it in. Sometimes you spend it before you receive it.
Bryce coming out wide on the circle. Don't know if he was
Defensive
needed.
force there. Yeah, I don't think he was needed on that one.
And again, it just might be getting itchy feet though, knowing that, you know, he couldn't see things out in front of him going to plan.
And that's what you were saying before, though, day 4. There's been a lot of errors this quarter. They've started the quarter with quite a few errors from both parties and just the execution.
And that's what I love about this week-long Nationals is that it's the teams that sort of can back it up day 3, day 4.
That's great defense pressure there by Makem. No, not Makem, sorry. Zamet. He read that well. Oh, need to pull those
Loose
balls
hands.
in, yeah.
You know, who can steady
Settle,
themselves.
yep.
Really enjoy the work of this wing defence who's come on at halftime. Brought some really good energy to the defensive lineup.
They just needed to take their time there, just breathe and then find the feed. There's a fine line of giving it too quick and then, especially into a tall shooter, you just really need to find the
finesse
space.
and the
yeah,
touch
and the
on the
touch on the pass. That's it.
Yeah, nice work.
Great give and go. And look at that, hits the top of the circle beautifully.
And Dave, I like that he turns straight to post. It makes the defender draw back that 3 feet, and then he can assess whether or not he's going to go to post or offload.
South Australia have done well to hold it here. They were challenged in the first part of this quarter.
Yeah, they just maintain
So
this
they're just
margin.
starting to find their rhythm again. That reset's done well for them, and the give and go. Probably would have liked to have seen that ball go a bit quicker then.
And it was a rush shot. He was off balance, but finds himself back at post.
Yeah, good to get his own rebound there.
Yeah, it looks like Knight's come back on in goal attack for Fraser. So they're well in this contest. And Knight running around the back and does enough just to give this the one-on-one opportunity for Bryce, who the ball literally falls in his lap.
Yeah, I thought Fraser did well.
He did
so
do
that
well.
was a bit of a surprise. But maybe just giving him a little bit of a break, considering he was doing quite a bit of work out the front. And it just changes up and gives you something else to think about as a defender, doesn't it?
You know, he brought this game back into, 3 goals. So now it's up to, this front line now to continue on the work.
And push through it, yeah. Unlucky on that one. Jumped a little bit with his hands up on that.
Nice work defensively. And New South. And again, these little deflections just throws off the attacking
timing,
mindset.
yep.
Because they're like, oh, they keep getting me. What am I going to do next? And ball goes through the
And
legs.
there you go.
And stepping. Footwork call. Oh, no.
Offside.
Yeah, it was.
Offside.
Okay. This game is
Oh, great hands.
McInnes still got elevation in the legs.
Sometimes they're just trying to do too much with that ball, aren't they?
And that's where, you've just got to keep it really simple.
Simple, yeah.
And go back to base, get it off the sideline.
Yeah.
Don't wait for calls.
Yeah, give it quicker. You wanted that. I would have liked to have seen you rip that ball in. South Australia probably have let a few fumble this quarter. That was a better endeavour onto the ball and want. Got to take it strong because they're going to come at you everywhere.
And in this, every goal matters.
And this is where Davies was telling his goal attack, I'm double teamed, so
Drive onto me.
don't stand behind me. Let's drive and let's try and break that. Great shot.
He's doing a fantastic job just maintaining this
Cool,
lead.
calm and collected too, isn't he? Under pressure.
And really talking to his front line, telling them where he needs them for him to get the ball in his shooting circle. Oh, has another
well
look.
read, yeah.
No call too, so play continues. Bryce steady at the back.
And finishes. He's on 9 from 9 this quarter, so he's come back out with...
And Lalek
that's
again.
a better take. You draw the contact when you take it strong.
And I really enjoyed that he actually took his feet through the ball to draw that
Yes,
contact.
definitely. That's a better drive from Humphreys there to open it up and draw the defenders away.
And again, just a patient build-up. Has to go across the court.
Yeah, smart ball there. Great drive on the circle edge.
I really like the work of the
he's
mid-quarters.
done a really good job. He's trying to tell him to go back, but no, Davey says, give me the ball, I will sink it for you.
Yeah, he's like, give me the ball when I want it. Like, this is
Which
my
is
rhythm.
so good when your shooter's that confident, you know, like just give them the ball.
Yep. Because that then goes into their shooting rhythm and flow.
That's it.
And Knight
I
sneaking around the
feel New
baseline.
South have slowed the ball down in their attack, which is giving their defence, to South Australia's defence, a little bit more time to read. Would that be fair to say?
Oh, I think they have too. And I think Fraser's so good with the ball in hand for them when he's on court that it's just taking a bit of pace off it. Oh, tried to
thread the needle, but well read.
And they don't need to be fast, but they just need to be clinical with the ball in hand.
Yeah, they've got 30 seconds here to bring this back from a 7-goal to a 3-goal, so it would be an exciting fourth quarter. Maybe that's just Fraser getting a bit of a break, ready to fresh legs for the last quarter.
Yep.
And Bryce finishes that.
They've got 20 seconds.
20 seconds is the other clock that just went off, so still plenty of time to score here.
And finds Davis. Great shot as it rolls around the ring.
Just does that. Well done.
They're in no rush to take this centre pass here, are the New South Wales team. As that is the end of the quarter, and it is 34 plays 30 in favour of the South Australian Dragons. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Bendat Stadium here in Western Australia. We have got the men's reserves division in round number 7 here playing out on show court number 3. South Australian Dragons currently leading 34-30 against the New South Wales team coming out onto court for the final 15 minutes. My name is Mandy Love and joining me today is Nick Prothero. Nick, new goal shooter for New South Wales.
Goal shooter.
What are we thinking? What is the thought process as a coach? Do you think that change is being made?
I think they're just trying to get that bit of movement and just getting the ball moving rather than just in the air and giving the defenders time to read it. It was open. They missed an opportunity there to...
And Fraser jostling for position, draws the contact.
He's holding there well.
And short on the shot. McInnes will get that.
Some great hands there. Good clean up from McInnes, is it? Yeah.
Yep. And goes long. He's the steady influence.
He
for the
definitely has
Dragons.
been. Yeah, definitely. He's there as a reset. Always there.
And works himself in.
Great patience there. I've really enjoyed watching Davis there. Like, he's just been so calm and collective down in their goal end.
But he actually positions himself really nicely too. Like, he does
Yeah.
the early work to get him in.
To find that space, and now he'll do it, and then he's opened up and he's got that little pop open.
And strong on the rebound too, but gets the offensive
unlucky on that one.
contact.
Good defensive rebound. I get the impression he'd be a bit dirty on himself. He's missed 1 goal per quarter so far,
Yep.
so I think he's trying to...
Well, that'll be his tally done for the day then.
Yes,
he'll
definitely.
look to make all the shots up for the next 15 minutes.
He's definitely would be in the high 80s, 90s though at the moment, so...
And Fraser drives the post, step back.
Oh, shot.
Yeah, don't sleep on Taylor Fraser. He will punish you at the post if given the chance. So there'll be a double team on Fraser.
It was a great shot from Fraser, but I also would like to see the New South Wales. That's twice now their new goal shooter has presented on a forward motion and they've missed him. Just bring him into the game, you know, the fact that he's come into the game at the later stages.
And a bit of a critical game too.
Yeah,
like, you know,
just to bring him into it, you know.
there's 4 goals in it. He's coming in to bring an impact into the game, so bring him in.
Yeah,
Pretty
especially
simple.
when he's presented at you.
And you can actually see him early demanding the space. Give me the ball high on my right side here.
Yeah.
All right, so defensively, got a bit of a box formation down there from the Dragons. You've got some hunters at the back, but easily done. And
And then we get it there.
and released. Miscommunication on that feed. Oh, and Jerry just didn't go through with 2 hands, trying to collect with 1. That was close to 3 for mine.
Yeah, well, and I was just going to say, you know, New South have gone back to that really hesitant ball release and they got quite slow and stagnant in their movement. But fortunately, South Australia are not being able to pull them ones in. And
Yeah, Lob just couldn't control that. He had the great drive, but probably just a bit too much pace on it by himself.
what can they do here?
Oh, damn it!
Well done.
He literally covered Candido and then went through for the intercept. Oh, great defensive work.
Oh, way to pull that in and not to go offside.
And great little work by the footwork of the goalkeeper. I think that's Spur.
Spur, yep. He's done a great job.
You know, for a big man, getting the footwork around has been quite impressive.
Yep, great ball there by Fraser and good finish.
And that brings our new goal shooter into the swing of things here for New South. So 3 goals the margin. So for me, South Australia still needs to
and that's
score.
that one we were talking about.
Yep.
Eastwick, well done. So unlucky there because he's been working quite hard. Just again, they missed that little one shooter-to-shooter link.
And good rebound again by Eastwick. But just none of his teammates to support him on the flick back.
But how clever from Davies there. Like, he didn't get down that he missed that shot. He just went out because he knew that was going to come into play.
And he gets it through the hoop.
Finishes.
So back out to 4 for the Sky Blues. Oh, excuse me, for the Dragons. New South Wales really need to look at punishing that second and third phase play. They're generally pretty strong off the centre pass, but there's nothing coming through.
Oh, great. He really stopped their drive there. Well done.
And it's the positioning of Spur for me that's really creating the hesitancy amongst the feeders. But Fraser, so clever with the ball placement into his shooters, just didn't go through the hoop that time.
But Zama as well, his work ethic, stopping Fraser from taking that drive, give and go. He's just creating, you know, like the pressure.
And he's forcing the repeated efforts from Fraser.
He earns himself a big rest there when he's Crouched over. Good shot there. His teammates reward his efforts.
Yeah, I've actually been really impressed with the defensive trio from the Dragons today. I think they've put in a ton of work in order to
And
create
they give it
and
to
build
the
that
hot-handed
pressure.
Davies, who finishes that from a long shot.
And Davis willing
Once
and
again,
urging.
yeah. As you can, those three again, they're just putting that much pressure on them and forcing the loose balls. And I like the way they look down the court as well, instead of going cross court all the time. Because the men's, they're very aerial and they're reading them beautifully. But if you're going down court, it's so much harder to read.
Absolutely, and then you're actually forcing someone to attack that line ball versus the parallel, which is easier to pick off.
So much.
And I think that's what the difference probably has been for the Dragons today. They've really looked direct and sort of same lane or next.
Yes, definitely. Oh, just that pressure from the attackers there to force that ball.
Love an attacking and that defends, Nick.
Yep, love it. But now they've got to they've done that hard work. They really need to finish this though, and they've blown it out to another 7-goal lead.
And bounce past the feet in.
And once again, beautiful high shot.
That shot came down with rain on it. That was a pretty shot.
Could be
breaking
take it
call.
to a coach killer, but it could have been taken out to a 8-goal margin.
And you know, New South's still in this, but they must convert.
100% here. They've got to work their right. They've got to lift their work rate. Give that ball.
And the shooters just getting caught on top of one another.
Yeah.
And step back from Fraser to offload. And that's another goal for New South. So down to 6.
Must have heard you there, though, because he actually didn't go the jump. He forced them to make that call, whether I'm shooting or passing.
Oh,
Take
long
your feet
pocket
on that
pass.
one, probably would have had it. Oh, yeah, that's strong tape. And that's a better ball. It's like we've got a hit in the eye or nose there.
And you see, as he took that second attempt, his feet were both together, which sort of created that imbalance in the shot as it left the hands.
Yeah.
But he tied himself up. Yeah, Spurs, something's happened there.
Got a bit of a hit to the side of the nose, which is always a little bit painful.
And again, just
a
steady
steady
as he
head
goes.
from it. And Lob doing a lot of work there from those give and goes. And then,
And he's just cutting off the corner arc,
Yeah.
you know.
great ball. Oh,
No, yeah, gets the
yeah, it
reprise.
was, yep. The ball placement's been very impressive from South Australia into their attackers.
Davis,
Gets his own rebound.
he's been, I'm really impressed by him this game.
Same. Wouldn't like to stay in WA and play for our Demons team there, Mandy.
I'd have him any day of the week. And nice little play-by-play between Lob and McInnes to get the ball down.
Yeah, great balk there. Great work to open the court up, and then you open him under the post. Fantastic play from South Australia.
The Dragons are here and that they want this game.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
they're not giving it up to anybody. You know, they
Is
haven't.
this one of their better games throughout the whole tournament so far, or
I
think
believe-
they're finding the form?
I think they're finding their form right now. Like, this is a top-tier team, so we haven't seen them use their bench in terms of rotations too much this game. But, you know, when they're playing like this, why would you?
Oh, 100%. And they've blown this out to an 8-goal lead now. They've just been...
And I'm still not sitting quite so comfortably knowing that there's 6 minutes left, and
True.
a player like Fraser is on the court because he can just create magic.
Oh, lucky to not get a replay call there, but obviously didn't have possession.
And so for me, I'd like to see South Australia really take this game and just footwork.
I thought that was a footwork. However, that was the ball's slippery by the looks.
There is a lot of sweaty bodies out on court. So we've had a blood rule change for the ball, and now a sweat one.
Yes.
Lob is so quick. I'd like to see him change direction, though, because he sort of runs on these long arcs, these long drives.
Great little balk there, because you really draw... The space looked open. Oh, contact call under the post there. Okay.
Yeah, so off-ball contact. McInnes late.
Bit late. Still puts the pressure and the doubt. Great tape from Fraser there.
I kind of wish Samet committed to that when he saw McInnes go, because
Yeah.
it's sort of what you need from the back end. Like, really, just if one goes, someone's got to back him up to take on his player.
It's like they're going to bring in a new change, New South, into GD.
Oh, yep, he's been running between Wing D and GD throughout the game.
Oh,
so
yes, that's right. He started the game in GD, didn't he?
yeah, that's Lalick.
Yeah.
So obviously the initial change sort of wasn't working to the desired effect. Fraser gets a tip.
It's a misplaced ball there, but he's rewarded for it. Oh, no, offside call.
Again, confusion down this end. Trying to understand, get called for the offside. I don't think he was.
A little bit frustrated, I think. He's
It
It's
is.
a dangerous ball, though, to give a 2-on-1 on the line like
Yep.
that.
And still, though, here comes Fraser. He's the competitor in him.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh, elevation.
I'd like him to shoot that, though. I think he's got the ability to sink that.
We know he does. No goal.
No, they're going to be making to reset. You have to set this penalty.
He was on the other side, though, so was it a contact against the other goaler? Must
Yes,
have been.
it was. They've got to keep playing direct here. Like, that hasn't worked so far for them. And there's another turnover there. So,
overcooked
and there's
pass.
probably all that pressure from Fraser on that line. Like you were saying, the competitor in him's trying to get this lead back. Oh, great hands.
Oh, McInnes. Big moment.
Big moment.
Oh,
He's been steady the whole day.
yeah, this has been a fantastic game by the South Australian Dragons.
So that was a really smart play there, because he had Davies on, and it looked, but they're just sort of winding the clock down a little bit as well there without,
Making it too obvious.
yeah.
So they're doing a bit of a ridgy-ditch setup, and then they just pop open.
Pipe open. Oh, and he's didn't want to have a shot on that one.
No, thought he'd offload it.
Just trying to bring Humphries into the game there.
Yeah, he went a bit quiet in the third quarter in terms of shots taken, but did a lot of workload out in front of the shooting circle. Oh, McInnes.
Oh,
Yeah, he sighted him, didn't he?
he sighted it.
Yeah, mid-range from Fraser.
Oh,
that
great
goes
shot
through.
from Fraser. You just knew he was going to sink that no matter what, wasn't it? It was just always in.
McInnes gets a falcon as the ball is thrown back, and Lob receives. Has to play it back.
Oh, great.
Went over the top.
Yeah.
Of
That was the
Humphries.
right moment to go over the top too, wasn't it?
Yep, both defenders were split wide, and both shooters front and back. If I was a Dragon supporter, I'd start to feel slightly more comfortable now with 90 seconds to play.
Yeah, New South came back at them, but to South Australia's composure, they kept that, didn't they? They accepted the challenge.
And rare miss from Fraser.
But when you're doing a lot of work defensively and in attack, like, there is going to be sometimes something will go down, and the shot just went a bit short. Well read.
Yeah, Lalick's been a real good energy boost in the defensive end. I think I prefer him in the GD role in terms of trying to limit the workload of Humphries.
Yeah. Oh, great play there. Great ball movement, great finish. Probably a little bit too late now with the clock winding down to 40 seconds.
It wouldn't surprise me though if later on in this week, if these two teams make the
rematch?
fall, rematch potentially on the hands, and finals netball is a very different ball game, as you know.
Yes, definitely.
So those finals went long.
Oh, he wanted him to go that way.
That's the third ball he spilt from the mid third.
When you've got a healthy lead, you can try a few things, can't you, with 17 seconds to go?
Can New South score?
Oh, great quick. I'd like to see Fraser sink that.
Oh, and missed attempt on the final seconds.
Be a little bit upset with himself on that one, I'd say.
And
great game.
That's a great game of netball in the men's reserves division. South Australian Dragons coming up victors 45-38 against New South Wales. Be very interesting to see what happens in the terms of the ladder placings after this round in the men's reserves division. We know that there are 9 teams, so only 4 go through. We'll have to check the ladder after this round. Thank you for joining us on the call on Clutch TV, and we'll see you shortly after this.